Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, An Artistic Adventure. My name is Matilda and I'm a visionary artist currently living in Montana. Today I'm going to talk to you about my newest painting. This painting is the fifth painting in my series, The Awakening of the Senses, which is a series about our physical senses being analogies or portals to the spiritual world. Although I do believe that the physical and spiritual world are one, these are simply just some paintings to illustrate in a poetic way some of the beautiful ways that we can use our physical body to have spiritual experiences and to deepen our understanding of what it means to be human from a place of divine love and joy. So today I'll be talking to you about this piece titled Aroma. My mom named it. I couldn't think of a good name, and she came up with the perfect one because this painting is about our sense of smell. And so aroma works very well with that. And funny, I actually started painting on this piece on her birthday. So I began this piece about the middle of May and I finished it at the beginning of October. That's not super typical for me. Normally I can finish a painting in about 2 months, but I was doing a lot of other stuff this summer and I'm just simply so grateful to be able to still create a painting with this kind of depth and detail while also living the rest of my life. So, in case you couldn't tell, there are these nose mountains back here. My friend and I were having a fun time snowboarding one day when we saw there were mustache clouds in the sky. They looked like mustaches. And we thought, how great would it be to have nose mountains with mustache clouds? And I think that's actually her idea. Everyone always asks me, where do you get ideas? And I'm very inspired by other people as well as nature and just really the living of life. So when I began painting this painting about the sense of smell, I had no idea how it might connect to things spiritually. Besides having that familiar scent of a loved one that brings you those feelings of comfort and familiarity. And that is certainly a picture and something to be grateful for. A picture of how we are always wrapped around in divine experiences and divine love. I really do believe that the spiritual and physical realm are one. And so when I have a experience of smelling the diversity of flowers in nature, then I am reminded of how immense the possibilities and immense the creative consciousness can be. And it just makes me feel so small at the same time as just in awe. So, besides those things that are very physical, that can have spiritual connections or conscious connections to our thoughts and memories, how could we think about our sense of smell in an even deeper way? And so, very unsure, I started to paint and had no clue. And then, as the summer unfolded, I started to really have my thoughts be drawn to this one central thing, which is identity. So, identity and smell, how could they be connected? And I found that who we are is like an aroma. Who we are is a fragrance, a perfume. So, if you see here this bridge made of fire, it is a bridge made of the refiner's fire. And up from it is arising the smoke. And so, to re identify who we are, to come up with a new self image, and to have an identity that is beyond perhaps the limiting things or the false identities that we might have had in the past, to have that, we really have to have a refiner's fire. We have to offer our whole lives down on this altar so that we can be purified and purifying the attention, renewing our mind, and allowing the aroma of our life to arise up and float out from us so that when we walk into a room, it is as if the entire atmosphere changes. It's as if we change the odors into a sweet, gracious smell so that everyone around us is built up and uplifted, so that ourselves on the inside so that our day-to-day life is uplifting, so that we are a beautiful smell to ourselves. And then beyond just humanity, being able to be a wonderful, sweet smelling aroma to the Creator and to the orchestrator of it all, as if we were this vessel of worship that is not only of ourselves alone, which is where the offering comes in, a sacrifice, laying our lives down as a living sacrifice so that we can be used to bring about something so much bigger than us, so much greater than what we could have come up with. It's not that we need to give up and surrender everything as if I'm not going to allow this to be in my life, but it's just putting it there, saying it's okay if this goes, it's okay if this stays, whatever needs to come, whatever needs to go, go, and allowing your life to be molded almost like you were the clay and there were a potter molding your life. I love the analogy of the refiner's fire, burning out false identities, burning away old things that we used to say I am to. The ability to say I am is very powerful and has the immense power of the divine in it. It is the name of God. I am is the name of the divine. It is the name of our source. And so it is a beautiful picture of identification, a beautiful picture of being able to say, I am love. I am abundance. I am gratitude. I am generous. And truly seeing yourself as those things, regardless of whether or not you are already displaying them. And that's where the beautiful offering comes in as well, because it can be quite a task to surrender your heart and to lay down all of who you are, your entire life, all your dreams, all your desires down and say, it's okay if this stays or goes. That's not easy, but it comes about naturally. It comes about as an act of worship. So being able to identify with something greater than who you are already is truly where that Christ power comes from. Being the refiner's fire to yourself. For there are 3 flames here. And I don't know exactly why I was inspired to do these 3 floating flames on top of each other. But it's almost like a picture of Trinity and of you and of Christ and of divine, and having all 3, having this flame that burns within you, as well as knowing that there is a greater flame that goes beyond just yourself. So being able to say I am to the person that you long to be, to the person that you're being inspired to be, before it even happens, that all naturally happens with offering. Offering naturally happens as you re-identify with who you are and let go of old things that others have impressed upon you, of what the culture might have impressed upon you. So this border is a picture of phases of life, and each square is meant to symbolize like a season of life or a memory or a piece of your life. So we have the cosmic child, the baby within the galaxy, the womb galaxy. And then we also have a skeleton within a galaxy. And so it's from birth to death. It's the entirety of your life, the entire beautiful aroma. And you have so much time to be able to refine who you are and be able to find the beauty of who you are within divine inspiration. And then we have seasons, summer with flowers and umbrellas and acorns. And then we have winter with the snowflakes, and spring with flowers, and fall with the leaves. So these are the seasons of your life. And you may find yourself being a different person from one season to the next. Hopefully, growth is such a beautiful picture of our ability to transform and be renewed. just as this butterfly is a transformation from caterpillar to a flying creature, and the tadpole into the frog being transformed, so all throughout nature we see pictures of the ability to transform to be someone greater than who we are, and we're never held bondage to who we are right now, to the season that we're in, to the level that we're in. Just as the waterfalls step down levels after levels, we have the ability to rise up. Even if we think that we've leveled up, now we can level up again. We are never held back from the ability to raise up even higher in whatever area that we desire: consciousness, love, the ability to build others up, the deepness of ourself, to truly know ourselves. We can know ourselves more and more, and we can become ourselves more and more. So no matter if you're in a very low place such as depression, or if you're in a very high place spiritually and mentally, being able to know that you can continue to press on, and also know that you're not stuck there at the rock bottom, and it may not be necessarily possible to go from depression to optimism, but there are plenty of levels in between that you can find yourself on. And just to know and be encouraged that if you are in that very low place, to know that you don't have to be discouraged to try to get all the way up here. Really, all you have to focus on is just the next step, just moving up very slightly, and naturally momentum will take over to rise you up. And knowing that you're never just stuck down in a low place, but there is the pathways, you know. This is my favorite part about the painting. You're just on a pathway. You're where you are. It's not that you're not where you're meant to be. It's not that you're behind. You're just on this journey of your life, wherever you find yourself. So again, what we want to do is be able to identify with being the bridge from who we once were to our true highest self. Identify with I am the bridge. Identify just as God's name is I am. Identify that I am full of the power of the divine. I am full of the refiner's fire. I have the ability to refine who I am and redefine, to identify, to use the mirror to change the self-image, to see yourself as who you truly are, and to identify with being the Christ, and to identify with loving yourself, with the love that you hold within yourself. No matter where you find yourself on the path, there's always mystery within life, and there's always the choice, the night and the day, the moon and the sun, to choose darkness or to choose light. Knowing that you are never stagnant with where you are, but that you can always level up, that you can always rise up, that your life is always rising up as a pleasing aroma, and allowing those old identities to fall away, the false identifications to go. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below about how you like this painting and maybe your own interpretations. Alrighty, well, have a wonderful rest of your day, and goodbye.